What's up, y'all? Another episode of Open Bar. As you can see, we're taking precaution this time because we don't know who watching this shit. One of y'all might have the corona. We don't want that shit coming through. But just in classic fashion, we still gonna rep the set. So, you know, your boy rocking his little Bino shirt. Shout out to Bino, my man out of VA. Stay JV on motivated. That's the movement. That's the joint. And prolific. She straight from Cali, so you know she gotta rep her West Side joint. So this is another episode Open Bar. This one's gonna be more of just a conversation. Comparisons. We're not really doing the people calling in giving their opinion. This is just us talking, and then y'all give y'all feedback. So there's been a lot of commotion going on in calisthenics lately with this whole legend status, the golden era, the new era, who started what teams came from what. And I'm a big fan of the history because history repeats itself, and it's also lessons of what not to do in the future. So the main topic of this episode, we want to get a clear-cut definition of the word legend. We have a lot of legends of calisthenics, and this is not to disrespect anybody, but we want to have a clear-cut explanation of what makes you a legend. You feel me? Because Mill's definition of a legend could be different from mine, same as Letty. So we're going to start with that. Letty, what is your definition of a legend?
What I think my opinion of what a legend is just somebody that not just inspires but teaches and opens up a new world to somebody else to also become great to multiple people, that see that and just provide a different perspective on something and on an ability that someone else can do, and you spread that across, whether it be the city, across the world, whatever case may be. You got people that travel the world to try to teach other people something that they know, a knowledge, some type of wisdom that they aspire to be. I think that's a legend to be, just somebody that teaches, and it doesn't go to their head. They don't expect a thank you in return. They don't expect a recognition in return for it. It's just something that they love to do, and people just tend to recognize it, and it's not themselves calling themselves a legend, but other people recognizing them for what they did.
Yeah. So the biggest attribute of being a legend to you is influence. It's your influence. Okay, so Mill, same question. What to you makes someone a legend?
A legend to me is consistency. Like someone that's putting in great work, constantly, nonstop. They're competing in competitions and battles, and they're winning, and even if they don't win first place, they're in second place this time, but they won first place the last 2 times. And also sets doing things that's unheard of, like legendary sets, nobody never done that. That was jaw-dropping. Okay. So it's consistency with legendary work.
So inventiveness.
Performance. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
So you're saying influence, you're saying inventiveness. So my take on this, I'm a big sports fan. I follow suit with the NBA. I'm gonna use the NBA for a lot of my references today. The NBA is documented. We can look up stuff like Jordan averaged 32 points for his career. So legend status is based on numbers. How it's hard to compare to calisthenics is we just started doing that. So I'm gonna name the common thing. A lot of the legends are Hannibal, Giant, Beast, Zeph, Doc. These are the people that we call legends now. And the reason I'm having this topic is because I'm hearing a lot of people say, don't call me that. Like JR's on record. Yo, don't call me a legend. Yeah. Me and you interviewed Red last year, and we opened it up the legend Red. And he said, yo, I don't want that. You understand? So that's what made me think of this topic. Because like I said, we can't go off of stats. I can't pull up and say, yo, Zeph averaged 28 pulls for his 20-year career. You feel me? So it goes off of influence, like she just said. the inventiveness, because I've named their era the golden era. So the golden era, they didn't have competitions. They really just had one, the 5Bs, and then MBXA came along, but it wasn't like how we have now. So, they went off of their claim to fame was who did what first. Giant is famous for starting the team movement. That's why he calls himself the bar father. So that's legendary, because you put calisthenics on the map. Like, it's on videos now. Like, he actually got a Nike contract. So, he's legendary for pushing the wave. A dude like Beast for just bringing that style. I compare Beast to like a DMX. Like when DMX came out, like that aggressive, because that's his style. And him at his weight, he represented Brooklyn. He's in Timbs. He's shirtless. He'll beat you in a battle, and he'll punch you in your face. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get. And
Rough Rider, like.
Exactly. He'll go up there. He'll hit the elevator. He was very inventive, and that's what their claim to fame was back then. Now, in our era, we don't really focus on that because we have more competition. So like Letty is on pace to be a legend because she's won every female competition for the last 3 years. So the stats are speaking for you. Letty doesn't have a move like that. Like, you don't have a set signature move, you understand? So that's what triggered this conversation. And it's like, if I call you a legend, let's say 10 years from now, and I say Letty's a legend and Zeph's a legend, it's different reasoning. So that's why I feel it's important for us to set a definition of what qualifies you to be a legend. Because I'm not going to name names, but a lot of people, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, don't deserve that title of a legend. But, like I said, naiveness or... But then in the same breath, like I said, I'm not fully aware of a lot of things that people are doing. Like I said, everything Beast done, he has videos dating back to 2005 or what have you, so we can research this. Because when I first started in the game, like, I wasn't naive, because I feel you have legends, then you have OGs. We confused the two. Because, us, when we came in, and I'm going to say this like a fact, I came in the game, when I could only do 5 pulls, if I saw somebody doing 15 to 20 pulls, oh, that man's a legend. He's older than me and he got those big numbers. He's somebody. He must be wild important. And then once you get into the game, like I said, I'm not saying this to knock anyone, it's just my real opinion. You notice, like, he's strong, but there's a lot stronger, you know? But we kind of, like, this generation, we put that title on a lot of people. A dude like JR, he went on record, like, don't call me a legend. I'm not a legend. I'm not this, that, and the third. Like, because that title comes with a lot of responsibility, like you said. Because they're the leaders of that generation. Legends are always looked at to be, how can I say this? Like, be the example all the time. That's why the R. Kelly thing, people going crazy. Like, how you doing that? And your music is you're a legend at music. Why are you doing this? The Michael Jackson, like all these things is like we associate being a legend with the perfect person.
Yeah, I put OGs in the category of influence, like Letty was saying. So if I started pull-ups from a dude around the way, old school dude around the way, he started teaching me, boom, boom, this is how you do it. And then I got into it and got into competitions. I got on teams. He's not into all that, but he's the one that always showed me the ropes, and he was always around. So that's my OG. You know what I mean? It's like a person saying, they do confuse the two, because it's like a person, like, if you make it big, and the person like, oh yeah, I used to know him, but he was like, he was around, but he didn't know me. You know what I mean?
So like I said, I grew up in basketball, so a lot of my comparisons are going to be basketball comparisons. I was a Knicks fan my whole life. Still am, unfortunately. Jesus. But I grew up hating Jordan. Hated that man. Like, I hated him. Like,
I'm about to leave.
I hated Jordan. Like, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. That was the rivalry. I hated that man. But So during his era, you would never hear me shout his praises. F Jordan. He's like, oh, Starks is better. I don't care. Like, you know, just the ignorance, just the loyalty to my team. And then once you get old and you look at it like, yo, that motherfucker was crazy. He was a beast. So sometimes it's an acquired taste, and but then that's the biggest part of calisthenics that I see a problem with. Of it comes down to your preference. You understand? Yeah. So I'm gonna start this off with who I look at as legends in the game, and because like I said, everyone has a different opinion of why you think someone's a legend. For me, as a legend, it's not about your cultural impact. It's about the impact you personally gave me. You feel me? Like this person, like influenced me. Like I said, Beast and Giant are my top two. No, Beast and Zeph are my top two, and Doc, those are my top three. Just because I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. Them three represent Brooklyn to the fullest. No disrespect to the Hannibals, the Giants, any of these people in other boroughs, but they don't resonate to me because, like I said, it's that common thing. Like, oh, you're from Brooklyn, I'm from Brooklyn. We came up in that same upbringing, so I relate to you more. Yeah. I understand your road here better because I'm from Brooklyn too. Yeah. So like I said, I'm noticing if you don't agree with certain people, a lot of people are getting upset. And like I said, you first have to find out why this person thinks they're legendary. So like I said, my top three is, this is in no order. It's Beast, Zeph, and Doc. I'm going to put my boy Shells in there. Shells from Team Sparta. Just because Shells is Zeph and them, I always seen them on YouTube. Like, I would see their stuff, but it's a difference of when you see it on YouTube as opposed to you see it in person. Shells was the first person I've seen do it in person, because at the time I used to work out with Puda, Lex, and Mule, and you actually at 48, and all of y'all, you was the smallest dude, and you was like what, 180 back then? Yeah, so I'm literally working out with a whole group of people that are 40, 50 pounds heavier than me. So I wasn't really, we was working out because we high school friends, but it wasn't really that connectability. When I met Shells, I literally went to Blink Jamaica on my lunch break. I met Shells, and his cocky ass went to the bar in front of the mirror in the center of the gym. So he did the muscle up, and I'm just there looking like, so that's what it looked like in real life. I've never seen it before. Yeah. So, like I said, that Shells doesn't compete. He doesn't do any legendary sets, but that was my first moment seeing it. So to me, that impact played a big role. Like, because sometimes it's about the experience of something. Because another comparison I like to make, I look at the dunk contest. Back then when Jordan and did the dunk contest, if you look at that dunk contest now in 2020, it's like, nah. Yeah. But back then, it was like, whoa, that was crazy. Yeah. You feel me? So it goes down to that. Like I said, we can say, Vince is the best dunker of all time, and this, that, and the third, and it may be true, but it doesn't.
Till the game evolves.
Exactly, because like I said, without that, there wouldn't have been events. He wouldn't have been inspired. So, like I said, those things play a role in legendary status. Gotcha. Yeah. Like, plays a big role because it's all about influence, like you said. So, like I said, my top 5, I'm gonna go with Zeph, Doc, Beast, Shells, and Ice Water out of California, just because his work ethic is unlike any I've ever seen. Like, a lot of people work out because they want to, some do it for attention, some do it for relief stress, some people do it for this reason. He took this thing so surgically. He lives and breathes calisthenics. If he's not working out, he's watching a video, he's studying the greats. He was literally underground for like 10 years before he even came out. And then now that he's out, this man had needed surgery on the shoulder, and before he got the surgery, did 60 pulls unbroken. He's all heart, all dedication, and that's what I resonate to, because that's all heart hard work beats talent.
Yeah.
So just his work ethic alone to me makes him legendary. Like I said, I'm a reps and sets guy. I do the basics. The fanciest move you'll see me do is a muscle up. So no disrespect to a Hannibal, but I didn't name Hannibal. I respect 1,000% what he does, but it doesn't resonate to me because I don't do those movements. But I fully recognize the movement you started, so you're definitely up there. But just Snoop's personal top 5, I wouldn't name it just for those reasons of, like I said, what it triggered in me. So Mills, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Who's your top 5 and give me explanations as to why?
Can we pass it off to Letty?
Oh yeah, you passing the rock?
Yeah, I got you.
You gotta think on
that.
Feel you. So Letty, boom, on the spot. Top 5 reasons why.
Top 5.
Go.
I feel like the people that I'm going to name, or the people in my top 5, all have the exact same reason. They all inspired me. I have a relationship with these people. I've trained with these people. I've conversed with these people. They have taught me things.
Okay.
So I feel like even though I have an individual relationship with each of these people, I think in the end it's all about being able to teach someone something to elevate them. And that is why I consider them a legend.
Okay.
So, not in any order. Snoop.
Oh shit.
Zeph. Definitely Ice is up in there. Who else? Who else did I have? I know Q and Red don't want to be considered legends, but I feel like they've done a lot for the community, for our people, so they're definitely in my top 5. I'm missing somebody. Doc. So I got 6, but because we've spoken to Q, we've spoken to Red, where they're like, don't call me that. I don't want to be considered that. But just me personally, the way I look at them is at that status. So.
Yeah. Yo, I'm hot as.
I know. I'm hot.
God damn. If y'all got the Rona, then I'm catching it because it's blazing up there.
I'm good. I'm
you do your thing, man. But I got a brief intermission. So you got yours yet, or you want me to? Cause I got a dope ass point I want to make. Ooh.
Okay, go ahead.
So the next thing that I wanted to, speaking of exactly what you said, made me think of this next point. So people are, like I said, I made this comparison early when we was talking. I'm gonna use the NBA once again. You have a dude like Jordan, right? Who's a legend for what he's done on the court. You have a guy like Stuart Scott or Marv Albert, who are also legends from a different realm of basketball. They are legendary at announcing the game or broadcasting it or making someone understand the game that, are new to the game, right? Exactly. So translating that to calisthenics, it's like, it's not necessarily about what you do on the bar. Because you can be nice on the bar and be the worst people person ever. Very antisocial, but it doesn't take away from your work. So, like I said, that's why you said a person like a Doc, a person like Red. These are people that were more into the community of calisthenics. Even bartenders, they do a lot of community work. They're teaching classes. They're in the prison system. They're trying to save lives. So that's why I was saying, when we say this legendary thing, there's so many layers to it. Because like I said, I'm gonna put Ed didn't make my top 5. Ed from Bar Stars, but he's absolutely in my top 10 because, like I said, I talk with Ed, and Ed is such a open person about his calisthenics. We're very old school with calisthenics. If you're the strongest one on the team, you're the leader, regardless of if you are a people person or not.
Yeah.
That was just the old school mentality of it. Like, you know, Ed will go on record. He was not the strongest on his team, but he was a supervisor. Like, he can map things out. He can plan things together. And that's legendary in itself. You understand? Like, a successful basketball team, you need a scouting team. You need a GM. You need to build the pieces together. So that's legendary status as is. Because, like I said, this man is really, like, the YouTube movement, a lot of people ate off of it, and Bar Stars, like, really helped open that door to, like, yo, this can be a career. There's people now in calisthenics quitting their jobs to be full-time YouTubers, getting a check all the time off of pull-ups and push-ups. And it's off of things like what Ed did. Because Ed was pushing it every week. There's a video, like, pushing it. How-tos, instructional. So, like I said, that's legendary status. We won't speak on, like, yo, Ed had the cleanest muscle-ups or the cleanest... But he's absolutely in that conversation for his contributions to the game. So, with that said, where do they... Like, the balance? Where's the way? The way out? Because, like I said, in a perfect world, you could do all of it. You understand? So if you're nice on the bar, but you're not a people person, like, do I take points away from you? But if you're, like, not so good on the bar, but your community outreach is crazy, who, like, you know, all of that plays a role. Because, like I said, from my observation back then, it was, like... The arguments are so, I'm a legend too. Nah, you wasn't seeing me on the bar. Well, you wasn't seeing the community work I was doing. Like, it's an endless argument. It's literally you're arguing apples and oranges.
The way I judge it, me personally, and then I'll go into my top 5, I judge it the way some comps do. Like, like for the March Madness comp. If you want to do a muscle up, that's worth 2 points because a muscle up is more harder to do. If you want to do pulls, it's 1 point. So I'll judge it like I'll lean more to 2 points with what their work ethic on the bar, and then the 1 point on their personality, how they are. Then I'll make a general base statement like, they're up there or they're not for me. That's how I'll judge it, like a point system. You know, the bar ethic, I'll lean more 2 points, and then the personality, and then the inspiration that they made and the game and everything. I judge it all like kind of how like the way the teachers does when you was younger, with need improvement and satisfactory and everything. It's like a point system.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
So top 5?
Yeah, what's your top 5?
Top 5, I'll say.
I'm trying to get away.
Facts, right?
Say Zeph.
Damn.
The technician.
That was dope. Technician.
Yeah.
Technician.
Shout out to Tech.
I say 2 barbarians in the West Coast, up and coming, like, well, not young and the younger ones. I say like Ice and Ant and Lee from VA and Virginia. Top 5. My top 5.
And what's your reasoning?
Zeph, because, you know, self-explanation, like he lead the sets he did, the God set and everything, and he just worked. He don't talk. He just same thing with the technician. But what I like about the technician is he did so many different things without getting off the bar. Like when I did my research on YouTube, he'd do ISOs and then he'd drop down, do reps.
Lean.
And then, lean.
While he's explaining to you, like...
He'd go into the flag. From the flag, go down to the push-ups. And push up all the way to the bench and then do dips. And it's like, what?
Yeah. And have a full conversation with you while doing it. Smooth as shit, boy.
A lot of y'all don't know about Tech.
Yeah, because he's very
I did my research on him.
He's very low key, and he's another one. He was completely about the community. Like his give back game was crazy. Like Harlem Seals was a nonprofit.
Wasn't the talking, not the negative type. Super dope person. Okay,
so here's I'm a jump in on that. So influence. This is the key thing with everything. So the thing about calisthenics, I'm gonna name the major teams. You have bartenders, you have barbarians, you have beast mode, you have brotherhood, you have team Wingate. So let's say.
Oh, before you go into that, let me explain the other 3.
Oh damn! Yeah. My bad. Going with it.
So
Oh, Ice and Lee?
Yeah. Anthony, from the West Coast, Barbarian, he does...
My fellow gatekeeper. What's good, bro? I get the pound when you see this. Like that, bam.
The sense he does is legendary. Speaks
Yeah.
for itself. And I seen him level up. I talked to him personally.
Mm-hmm.
And he just put in the work. And it'll make me get to the point where even if I'm down and I'm gonna do it, I see him like he's just working.
Yeah.
And same thing with Lee. Lee and VA, quiet, stay to itself, putting in work, putting in pain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. And so that inspires me to be, and then someone I visited in VA and I worked out with and I rep with, you know.
Yeah.
So it inspires me to do that too. And Ice, of course, legendary. Like, 5 ND in one go.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Cause like exactly what you said. Like I said, my biggest point is influence.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, we're attracted to what we see ourselves in.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I'm gonna use the 5 major teams. So let's say you're a rowdy dude. You like having your shirt off and like, so you're gonna gravitate to a team that puts that out there. You understand? Like I said, Beast Mode, they're known for their aggressive style. I remember the first day I met JR, I didn't even know that man. He just saw me next to Shells, who he knew, and he punched me in the stomach because I was dead hanging on the bar. My first instinct, like, yo, what the hell just happened? I looked around to see if it was acceptable. Like, y'all saw that too, right? What's about to go down? And then he was like, it's beast mode. And I was just like, okay, because I'm a Brooklyn dude. I recognize the language of certain things. And I was just kind of like, you know, I recognize his intent. He didn't do it to try to play me. It was keep your core tight when you're on the bar. So now, my core tight all the time because when I'm on the bar, I'm picturing like, ain't nobody about to punch me in my stomach. So it's the influence. So if you're one of them dudes that it resonates you, because I'm going to use rap game as a comparison now. If you're a hood dude that's in the streets.
I am.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm pointing to you. You selling that coke, you in the trap all day. Got them girls naked, bagging the drugs, all that good stuff. You're gonna resonate to that style of rap because you relate to it. They spitting right now. You're not gonna rock with the conscious rapper. You're not gonna rock with the. So that's, like I said, your legendary person it depends on who you resonate to. You might be like, yeah, Jadakiss is the best of all time, which you probably do think because you be bumping him. And then a dude like Andre 3000, you respect him, like he got bars, but he don't really hit me like so. But that's not a knock on Andre 3000. So in calisthenics, people are taking it as knocks, and it's very like childish. I'm hoping this conversation helps people realize like, yo, Snoop got a point, because like I said, it comes down to what the type of person you are. Like there's so much diversity in calisthenics. You can find where you belong. You feel me? Like a person like Zeph. And every leader has put their, like, what it takes to be down with them. Like, brotherhood is more about family. Bartenders is about community. So if you're about competition and stuff, you don't belong there. Because their motto is competition, community over contest. So if you're in a type that you want to compete, be the best in the world, that's not where you fit. It's not a knock against them, but that's not your home. A dude like Boss Life, he promotes competition. We're the best in the world. We compete. We do this. So if you want to compete, that's where you would go. Exactly. Like, barbarians in Sparta, it's more family. We don't let in anyone that acts. It took me 4 years to be a barbarian, bro. Like the physical requirement, but we're more on some, like I said, I can invite y'all to my home without comfort. My kid, you can look at my kids. I look at all of y'all as family, godparents, siblings. So if you want more of a family base, you go there. So that's all of that plays legendary status. But like I think moving forward, once we like really want to decide like legendary status, we need to come up. That's why, like, shout out to Cinder Block, who's, like, trying to do, like, these awards. And it's hard to do this because you're basing it off of such little stuff. Yeah,
he's trying to separate it and put it in categories.
Yeah, because he's another person that that has received that legendary status.
Yeah.
Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. His legendary status has come from a lot of his freestyle background. So that's a whole nother realm that we didn't even touch on. Because like I said, I'm a reps dude. So you notice none of us named any freestyle dudes in our top 5. But we respect them, but that's not our cup of tea.
Yeah.
So people have take that as knocks, like nah.
Oh, I knew they would say that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, so that's what I'm saying. We need to come up with some kind of like common ground to where, because like I said, I'm gonna give another shout out to Cinderblock. What he's doing with the award show is amazing moving forward, but what he's working with is so limited. Because like I said, you want an athlete of the year, because that's his top award, athlete of the year, right?
Who's in that category?
I didn't even follow up, but I think right now it's like Boss Life, LaVogue from Boss Life, Prince Vegeta, Eric Phenom, things like that. So I'm gonna use me and you as examples because we won this award last year. People forget that, but we won this award last year.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So is it based on your work on the bar? Is it based on your influence? Is it based on your getting people into calisthenics? Like, what is that? What entails in that? So if I beat you in competitions, but you push the envelope more with bringing people in, because that's a major part of calisthenics, bringing in people, bringing in attention. Like a dude like Vinny. Vinny.
Oh yeah.
Vinny got Nike reps coming to competitions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nike. I met this man. He's getting flown out to Colombia to teach workshops. Target commercials. Like this is like whoa. That should be legendary status. So it's like, that's what I was saying. Just collectively, because like I said, this is the discussion. This is just my opinion, hers and hers. We're trying to come to a common ground. That what I said?
My opinion, hers and hers.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I did. I'm a lie. I'm in the front the whole time. So it's like I said, we need to kind of weigh what each, because like me and you examples, we won competitions, we've hosted competitions, and we try to promote unity through things like this, like a podcast, diversity, because everyone knows what flag we wave, but we maintain relationships with everybody. So like I said, that's another category that's, in my opinion, legendary status. Because we come from a past to where it's very territorial. Beast Mode's over there. Bartenders is over there. They don't mix unless it's drama or a competition, unless it's going down. So, like, our generation is more into unity. So, like I said, that's history right there, because that's undone stuff. So, as far as the awards go, because like I said, these are things that later on in the future, like let's say you win Athlete of the Year 5 times in a row to NCAA awards, right? What he's building. In 10 years, you'd be like, yeah, that person's a legend because they won Athlete of the Year 5 times. This is the criteria being set of how to become a legend in the future. Like I said, LaVogue won the Atlas Trophy twice or something like that. They're the first ones to hold the weighted belts, him and Amber. So these are things that later on it becomes like, that's like our generation is more stats. So do you think that cultural like influence should play a role in that?
What's up everybody, my name is Chi, the Collector from the Illuminati and also Team Sparta. I come to introduce you to some alkaline herbs and supplements and some natural products, just to name a few. I got some elderberry syrup, I got herbal capsule blends, I have sea moss, and I also make the gel. I have loose herbal tea blends. So just click the link down below, go to the shop, and you can also follow me on IG. My IG handle is HEALUMINATI. Peace.
I think it's also how active you are. So these are the people that are active right now.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing anything within a community, if you're not competing or like, then I don't, when it comes to award, I mean, it's tricky. I don't, when it comes to awards, I think that's different than calling somebody a legend. and we don't know what their criteria is for what
Yeah.
the award that they're gonna give out, because I won last year, but I don't really know, was it just based off the competitions that I competed in?
Yeah.
I don't really know. Was it my personality that I'm likable or whatever the case may be?
You ain't likable.
You right.
You ain't likable. Who you fooling?
But I think, I mean, that's different. I mean, you could win 5 different awards, but that might be just based off how many competitions you do. That doesn't necessarily make you a legend. What else are you doing besides competing?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I'm not speaking on the present. I'm speaking like towards the future. Like as far as, like I said, this is gonna be something that
might be set in stone.
Yeah, these are. If you want to become a legend, these are the pillars you have to be.
Exactly.
These are the things you have to do. So, like I said, this conversation is to set a standard. Because, like I said, the golden era, their standard was inventiveness.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Zeph, Beast, Giant. These dudes are Hannibal. They're legends in our eyes because they set a trend. Hannibal was the first to do a certain thing. Beast was the first to do the elevator. So, like, these guys are legend because they were innovative. They were the first. So for our generation, it's more of a stats and collect. Like I said, I put Red in that legend category, whether he wants to or not, because of his influence. He's one of the ones I've never heard him like even have a problem with anybody. He always promoted peace from jump, unity. Like, I don't care if you're on that team, I have a relationship with you. He had his own team, you know. So these were trend-setting things that transpired to our like generation of calisthenics. So it's like I said, going back to the awards, because it's a amazing idea if done properly, but and that's why I like he has different categories, because he has inspirational athlete of the year, lightweight of the year, because like just because, so that's what I'm saying, if you're athlete of the year, I'm assuming he's basing it just off of your stats, off of competition. So you know how like when we have these things, you have humanitarian awards, like this person is all about the community, like it's a collective thing. You see, our generation, like me and you mainly, we don't want to stay in one lane. I don't want to just be the best rapper. I want to help do comp. That's why I stepped down in 2019, because I feel like I'm a dope organizer and host. I can still compete with the best of them, but I feel I can do a lot on the and it showed. Like, no, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but that PUBG last year was one of the best run ones. It was the fastest run ones organizing. Everyone has given me praise for that. But then in the same breath, Snoop, why didn't you compete, man? You won everything last year. I want to compete against you. So it's a decision that had to be made. Because, like I said, I'm not the type to compete and host. I'm not that, like, those are two different lines.
But it's also good that for me, I would feel like it would feel good. Like, you're opening another lane of doing the host of PUBG.
Yeah.
So I would think, you would want to travel that more because you already been doing the competitions.
Yeah.
But just to hear your name, like, yo, Snoop, why you ain't compete? It feels good, like, oh, they know who.
Yeah,
they know
like
what
you
I'm
still,
about.
it's the respect. Yeah. Because that's another thing we left out, respect.
Yo, yeah.
That's like 60% of being a legend. You have to be respected. Absolutely. Like I said, I hated Jordan. Hated him. But you have to respect him. This man, every time he comes to the Garden, he's dropping 35. Like, you have to respect it. There's nothing you can do. I don't have to like you, but I have to respect your work. There's a lot of people in this game that have bad personalities, in my opinion. But you have to respect their work. Simple as that. So, like I said, just bottom line with this, as far as like this whole legend thing goes, I really feel like since calisthenics hasn't really hit that popularity, like I said, we're not really beyond the parks and stuff yet, but we're getting there. I've seen a lot of, like, Nike's interested, a lot of these people are interested, so this is where we need to, like, fine-tune a lot of these things, because they want to see organization. They don't want to just see a bunch of rowdy people beefing. We just look like hood dudes claiming territory, claiming fame for something that we're not really getting money from. But like they said, I watched a documentary, things like P90X, Beachbody, Insanity workouts is taking our culture and making millions off of it. And we're still beefing about I did this move first and you didn't tag me in the video and giving me props. So me and you got beef now, and we're gonna go back and forth on Instagram. Like, that's corny. Because the white dude is laughing and taking all our joint and renaming it. Yeah. I saw a documentary with Beast where he said, the typewriter, the white dude renamed it corn on the cob. Because, like, you know, when you eat corn on the cob. And they was just like, oh man, and like I said, we're so busy beefing with each other. Oh, Giant said that every team came from this, or Giant said this, but these white folks is in studios recording our workouts and making bread off it. So it's like, when do we realize that we hurting ourselves as legends? Because that's legendary too. It's legendary to be an adult and be like, we beefing for nothing. Let's put this bullshit aside and put our sport on the map, because that's what we all want at the end of the day. Whether you do it, I do it, she do it, he do it. I got it right that time. So that's what it's about. Who's gonna step into that legendary status?
Cause this is a dope sport, and I want to see it on. I like it, and I watch it, and I'm excited for like bar brawls. The same way I'm excited about the NBA playoffs. The same way I'm excited about the NFL playoffs and the UFC. I want to see. I want to see it. Turn on the TV and see calisthenics bar brawl going on.
Oh yeah,
way, you know,
Oh yeah, right on ESPN or ESPN2.
Exactly.
Even if y'all put it on ESPN Deportes, whatever is on, that's a come up.
ESPN Plus.
Yeah, like one of them joints, like it could be up there. Because look at the stuff that's on TV, reality TV, ratchetness. Like, there's no way what we promote is health and wealth. A lot of like Kevin Hart, he's a big calisthenic dude. Like, it's proven that it works.
Joe Rogan.
It's just about how we put it. Joe Rogan, exactly. It's how we put it together, because it's turned into. And here's another thing now. Another example. This YouTube wave. Are you a legend because, like, I'm gonna use Chris Herrera as an example. Chris Herrera out in Miami. That man gets like 20 million views per video. Is he a legend?
He created something for himself. He's teaching other people. He's helping other people. People are learning from him. He's not my legend, but he may be considered one.
But that's what I'm saying. There's so many different categories or different roads
it just depends
to being a legend. Exactly.
Everybody got different tastes, but he could like cherry, I could like apple.
Exactly.
Am I gonna fight you for that? Like, come on. Man.
Wow.
I might pop you.
Yeah, that was dope. So in closing, like I said, this was just our take on this legend status, because I forgot to shout out my boy Rip Right. He's been doing a bar history series where he's interviewing different legends of the game, and he's getting a lot of good feedback and bad feedback from it, because a lot of things are being unsaid. A lot of stories are twisted, like, nah, he said this and he should have said that. So, you know, like I said, we've deemed these people legends. I'm guilty of it as well, because when I see someone on the bar that's older than me and they was doing a set number, I used to just like, yeah, you're a legend, bro, because you can do 20 pulls and I'm only doing 5. Now that I'm in the game, I learned a lot more. I have conversations with everybody. I say this all the time. The only person I've never conversed with in the game is Giant, because I made it a personal thing. Me trying to be one of the leaders of the new school, I want to know the past. So if I see it repeating, I can, like, hey, this is deja vu, or this is a repeat episode. Like, I go into things knowledgeable. I respect my OGs. Because like I said, I'm very old school, to where if I consider myself the leader of the new school, I want to be OG approved. I want the thumbs up from 4 out of 5. Like, what's that commercial? 4 out of 5 approved? I need that to call myself like, yeah, I'm a leader of this generation. I'm a future I'm working on my legend status. You know, because like I said, I pride myself on my work on the bar, and this was something I forgot to bring up earlier. This is not our main profession. For me, it's a pastime. For you, it's a pastime. For you, it's like, we all have full-time jobs.
Is it a pastime?
It's, as much as I put into this, it feel like a little more. But I got 2 jobs, 2 kids. I work 80-hour weeks. Me training or me going into a competition, it takes a lot more moving around or a struggle. You understand? Like, if I get 5 hours of sleep, that's a long night of sleep for me. And I'm still finding the time to train at a high level and compete. That's not bragging right. That doesn't. I'm a firm believer of if I step on it, there's no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're a 6-year-old or a 30 or a 90-year-old. If you step in this arena, you're gonna get that work. I was the type, I'm throwing elbows at girls on the basketball court. If you don't want to get elbowed, stay on the side.
Yeah.
Like, I don't play when it comes to this. So, like I said, that plays a big role in legendary status because, like I said, a dude like Beast, he's on record saying he was a super. He was a superintendent. So I say this all the time. When I go to a competition, it's not a bragging right or an excuse, oh, you only beat me because I'm tired. But it's the facts of something.
Yeah.
If you get to train 6 days a week because you ain't got no kids, you still live with your moms, you only bill you pays your cell phone bill.
You better be winning.
Yeah, and I'm like really trying to train. It's not even like in the NBA, that's their job.
Yeah.
Your job is to be nice at ball. Your job is to practice, whether you practice more than the other person or not, but they're all given that same opportunity. Some take advantage of it, some don't. I pride myself on it because in my mind it's a better victory of you should be busting my ass.
Yep.
Like, I only get to train 1 day a week, and that's with my kid bothering me, or if she see me on the push-up, she jumping on my neck.
Yep.
And I beat you, bruh.
Yeah.
You gotta go harder, because it's a mental strength to it, too. That plays a legendary status.
It
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Absolutely does.
It's all
But-
about the mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, give us y'all opinion on this. This, like I said, open community podcast. We want to know about what you think as far as, like, what makes a person a legend. Even give me your top 5s in the comment. Like I always say, after parties in the comments, man. This is just the main party.
Pull up.
After party, pull up. Sick Elite is the address. Pull up to the comments. Bring your own bottle though, cause we don't got enough to feed y'all. Why you holding your nipples, Buddha? Whole ass. But so, like I said, give us y'all top 5. Give us your reasons why. This is more to pay homage and not to knock people. Like I said.
Yeah, these are our own separate opinions.
We want to hear why you think someone's a legend, and it could go off of whatever reason you feel. It's not to justify anything, but we're just curious because a lot of people have different reasons why they think someone's a legend. So another episode of Open Bar in the books. Letty, Mills, your boy Snoop. Boom, cut and print.
Open bar.
Open bar.
Open bar. Open bar.
Y'all just go. You started?
Yeah.
You start, so you press the record button.
Yeah.
So it started.
Yep.
Like it's going.
Right now.
Copy. So, all right.